PCN is brought to you in part by the following underwriters.
Welcome to PACTV Community News, local stories from the South Shore. We have a great show tonight as we take you to the launch of Plymouth's Lobster Crawl and to the opening of Plymouth Plantation's backyard beekeeping habitat.
PCN brings you a Pembroke Eagle Scout project and takes you to a Lego contest at Duxbury Library.
We visit a back-to-school fair at Cordage Park, and we jump down to South Elementary that just had some playing fields donated to them.
Town Talk is from the Kingston Town Administrator, and we begin with a great art project that's taking over the town of Plymouth. The lobsters have arrived in Plymouth, and we don't mean the ones you eat. The major public art event of the Plymouth Area Chamber of Commerce is underway all over Plymouth. 5-foot lobster sculptures are positioned across the downtown and beyond as an art exhibit, with each being sponsored by a local artist and featuring an area business. The unveiling was at Plymouth Waterfront Festival last weekend, and PCN was there to bring you the story.
The Lobster Crawl, we have 29 lobsters scattered throughout Plymouth. You can visit them on our website, plymouthchamber.com/lobsters, or look it up by hashtag Plymouth Lobster Crawl. They're all sponsored by local businesses, and they've all been painted by local artists, and they're all officially out. We're thrilled with them. We're so happy the way they came out, and we encourage everyone to go down, take pictures with them, check in at each location, and follow us on our Facebook page for the Plymouth Lobster Crawl, where we'll have information for the next 2 years about the project. So some of the locations that we have for our lobsters, the Chamber's Lobster, whose name is Miss Clommers, she'll be located right at the jetty. We actually have her here today with us at the Waterfront Festival, but that'll be her home. We have some by the Amphitheater, we have them in Mavett Park, we have them over at the Jenny Gristmill, we have 3 of them at Nelson Park down in Plymouth, in front of 1620 Winery and Blue Eyed Crab and Cabbie Shack, in front of ERA Belcedo and Associates at Depot Square, Pilgrim Hall Museum. We have 29 lobsters scattered throughout the entire Plymouth community. So we have maps available that you can actually pick up at the Waterfront Information Center or at the Chamber office, which is 134 Court Street. And it's maps of all the 29 lobsters in all their locations. The lobsters were sponsored by local businesses and painted by local artists. And the businesses and the artists teamed up to come up with the drawing on each one. And some of them have amazing stories. For instance, the Plymouth Lions Club lobster is located in front of Pilgrim Hall Museum. And the Lions' cause is about blindness and eyesight, and they had a visually impaired artist paint their lobster. So there's a lot of stories behind each lobster of the artists and the themes of them that a lot of people don't know, but when they find them out, it makes them all, very special and unique.
Today is the big reveal of the Lobster Crawl, which has been a project several years in the making. I'm proud to say that I was able to present the idea several years ago, about 4 years ago, and it took a little while for it to form and get the inertia, but it has, and I've been working with the Chamber of Commerce to execute the project, and it's been a lot of fun. Today we are informing the public how to go about going to the different lobsters. We're trying to get folks to check in at the lobsters by using the name of the lobster followed by hashtag Plymouth Lobster Crawl, and giving the support to all the wonderful businesses who have shown the same support to the Lobster Crawl. The artists come from all over. The Chamber of Commerce did a terrific job commissioning and working with the different artists in trying to get a good match with the businesses. Their work was submitted, samples of their work, and then businesses came in and they actually chose the artists that they wanted to work with on the actual lobster. So it's great because the businesses had influence in the design of the lobster, and which obviously makes a huge impact because we want the businesses to, feel the effect and have their message represented represented on each of the lobsters. In many respects, it almost feels like the birth of a baby for me in that I get to see it today all come together with the support of so many artists, businesses, and naturally the Chamber of Commerce. It's been awesome to work on. I would love for the project to reach the masses and have as many people come through Plymouth to see the lobsters and experience the fun that the lobster crawl has.
And they're all over town. How cool is that?
They are so amazing. This is a project on so many levels that is so cool. 29 lobsters, all totally unique, totally different, totally cool, placed around the town. There's even a map. Evidently, does the map show exactly where the lobsters are?
It looks like it, so that way, you know, maybe they're in places that people don't normally travel to. So now, it's a great way to see parts of Plymouth that you may not have seen. Everybody knows certain parts. Now you can go and check out this place.
To everything, right, which gets people to go all around the town. It also has a great cooperation between the arts and businesses and the Chamber of Commerce. The kids obviously love them because they're so different. They're so unique. A lobster, it's so cool. Congratulations, great job, great job. Plymouth Plantation recently opened up their bee habitat exhibit, and we stopped over for one of their meet and greet sessions. After watching the display, we got ourselves a chance to meet with a beekeeper, as well as to find out everything that went into getting this exhibit off the ground.
Plymouth Plantation started keeping bees in 2014, and at that time we were doing it exclusively behind the scenes because we hadn't yet come up with the scaffolding to support it as a public program. And earlier this year I kept looking at the space behind our brand new renovated craft center going, I feel like there's something we could be doing with that space, and a nice constellation of circumstances came together. We were contacted by a volunteer and member here at Plymouth Plantation named Kevin England, and he wanted to teach beekeeping as a public program, and he also offered to donate 2 Langstroth hives for the museum's use. And I said, well, if they're going to be donated, they have to be in public. And so all of these things sort of came together. I came back here quite literally with a stick and started drawing in the dirt and said, we'll put this here, we'll put that there, and really everything just came together from that point.
I'm told that before this was all a dirt path, and it was often used as a shortcut for the employees to cut through behind the carriage house, and now it is this beautiful garden. I designed it as this side of the garden is the native landscape for the bee garden. The other side of the garden is the European landscape, so it's plants that the Pilgrims would have been familiar with already, and this side is plants that would have been already in this area of America. And they are all prominent pollinator species for not just honeybees, but also native bees like mason bees and butterflies, as well as even hummingbirds.
One of the programs that we've conceived this year is called Meet the Beekeeper. And usually there are 2 of us. We have 4 staff beekeepers here at Plymouth Plantation that operate on a regular basis. And usually one of the beekeepers will actually open up the hive and do something that's called a hive inspection, check for the health of the colony, feed them if necessary, expand their condominium if they need more room. And meanwhile, your second beekeeper is sort of narrating the experience for the audience that has been gathered and explaining what's going on. So that's, I think, one of our best new programs that we've come up with this year.
I want people to understand the importance of honeybees, as well as how they can help honeybees in their own lives, not just by planting pollinator species, but also doing things like putting out a water dish for bees to drink from on a hot day.
The Duxbury Free Library's annual Lego contest came and went, and if you didn't get a chance to see it, you missed out on some cool creations from some very creative kids. We spoke with several of these youngsters to walk us through the process.
So this is the 4th annual Lego contest. We do it at the end of every summer reading program. This year's theme was the great outdoors, and last year we did superheroes. So it kind of goes with whatever theme our summer reading program is. And we had 43 participants this year, which is pretty average. The age range is from 4 years old to 10, so it's a pretty wide gap. And then we judge, I have 5 volunteer kid judges, and then I have 5 volunteer adult judges, and they kind of have a consensus based on originality, creativity, and who has the best story. So they had points in every system, and then I kind of broke it by the age groups of like 4 to 6 and 7 and 8, etc.
We made like a Lego camping house, kind of like a cabin, and we made it in the middle of the jungle, and there's a waterfall, and behind the waterfall there's a bunch of jewels, and the girls discover the jewels. I started the tennis court, like I built the tennis court part like a long time ago. So, and that probably took me about like 2 weeks. And then I found the tennis court and I remembered that I had built it, so I had decided to make it look bigger and better. The rocket ship.
How long did it take you to build this thing?
The whole summer. I made a shark spot story.
And what was your favorite part about doing this thing?
I love making it. My project was underwater, so I did the floor of the ocean, and then I did poles and I did the surface of the water. And it took me about 15 minutes to do the basic part of it. Legos are fun. It took me about 3 weeks to make my Lego project. It was a battle between monsters and humans because the monsters were trying to take over the human space. Generally, I like building my own stuff. I mean, building stuff from sets is cool because it's made by professionals. But I liked building it because it just took my mind off things and I just relaxed and placed on all those bricks.
You know, next year it's Build a Better World, so that's our theme. So we'll have to see what happens.
How funny are those kids? All right, I'll admit, I was probably one of the easiest kids for my mom to take care of because I started playing with Legos, probably age 2, 3, and that was my meditation. I used to just sit in there and play. I never followed any of the directions, so I would make crazy things with my Legos, but I would spend hours. My mom would be like, "Oh, I could just leave you in that room for hours and come in and have this, Lego thing the size of the room." And I'm inspired. Like now, I want to make some Lego stuff.
And they were so different, and the kids are so young. Yeah. And the concepts they came up with and how well they expressed themselves, just amazing. And another example of how libraries are really making their footprint just go so far beyond what libraries used to do. Yeah. Good for them, good for the kids. That was great. Just a few months ago, PCN featured a member of Troop 105 on his Eagle Scout project results. This week, we bring you Pembroke's newest Eagle Scout hopeful, Patrick Spring, also of Troop 105. He has focused his efforts on increasing public awareness of the opioid epidemic that is taking place in his own community. PCN has more.
Hello, my name is Patrick Spring, and I am a Life Scout.
Meet Patrick Spring, a rising senior at Pembroke High School and Life Scout with Troop 105. This troop has produced 49 Eagle Scouts, and Patrick hopes to be the next.
I joined the Boy Scouts when I was in 5th grade, and I was crossing over from Cub Scouts into Boy Scouts. And I was crossing over with a bunch of my friends, and it was a great idea because we all had a bunch of fun together as Cub Scouts, and we were hoping to carry it over into Boy Scouts. I love most about Scouts is definitely the people. Everyone I know is my friend there, and we go on all these different camping trips and adventures together, hikes. We recently just went whitewater rafting with the entire troop, which was a great time. And everyone there is just good friends with each other.
Eagle Scout designation is the highest rank in the Boy Scouts program. Only 4% of Scouts will achieve this distinction after completing a series of merit badge requirements and an Eagle Scout project. Patrick opens up about his experience so far.
I came up with my project idea after attending a town meeting in Pembroke for a merit badge, and this was a common problem, the opiate epidemic, and it was most addressed problem there, and it kind of got the gears turning for me thinking about a new project to do that would affect the most people in Pembroke, and it was a great idea that I thought of a prescription drug collection day, so it was a great idea to help out the community. The opiate epidemic is definitely close to me. I know it's affected my family and the families on my neighborhood. Everyone I know has been affected by it. Most recently, there have been 2 deaths in my neighborhood, which were caused by overdoses, so it definitely strikes close to home.
Once his project is completed, Patrick will sit in front of a board of review, which decides if his efforts warrant the Eagle Scout rank award. He has some advice for other scouts who are considering the application process.
To a younger scout who is looking to start an Eagle Scout project, I would definitely say start planning early, find something that interests you or grabs your attention, and really just make it your own. Make it your personal project or your personal mission to carry this out, and make sure that you really fulfill what you want to do and make sure it helps out other people as well.
Patrick's prescription drug drop-off day will be held October 15th at the Pembroke Council on Aging from 10 to 2 p.m. Reporting from Pembroke, Massachusetts, I'm Katie Donegan for PACTV Community News.
The Harbor Health Organization held a back-to-school health fair, which will help prepare the kids for the new school year. Everyone that came by was able to get tested and screened in order to make sure they were in good health. PCN stopped in to learn more.
Harbor Health is a community organization, a community-based organization. We own and operate community health centers from Boston, Plymouth to down the Cape. And we work with everybody in the communities that we serve. Our staff, our primary care staff as well as dental staff, approached the marketing department about 6 months ago and said, we had a couple of instances where people came in and they did not know that they needed actually to take a battery of tests. As you know, basically they progress and they become 40, 45, 50, etc. It seems that they're not aware that they should be getting through screenings, specific screenings based on their age. But also they're not aware that there are certain things that they need to do at milestones throughout the year, whether it's the beginning of the school year or it's something else. And we said, oh, so what would you like to do? And they said, we would like to put a health fair together. We were pleasantly surprised, and we said, absolutely. So what we've decided to do is put together a back-to-school event, and we wanted to coincide with National Health Center Week. And it does. Actually, we're celebrating National Community Health Center Week this week. And we wanted also to let parents know about immunizations, what they need to do in order to prepare their kids for the new school year, the new calendar school year. We wanted basically to have the parents come in with their kids and not only get the screenings for their kids, but also for themselves. So especially today, we're offering a number of screenings that they're all free of charge. And include from mammography tests to basically getting their teeth checked, to getting information from our pharmacy team about medication and over-the-counter medication and what should be taken and what should not be taken. Also anything that has to do with behavioral health and how to prepare the kids for the pressures of the new school year. We have blood pressure screenings, we have cholesterol screenings, we have diabetes screenings. We're not going to stop there. Everybody who stops by and basically gets that information or gets screened, if we see that their numbers are somewhat alarming, but they're not indicative for them to go to their emergency room, we are going to give them basically information to go back to their primary care and follow up right away.
Today we're having a health fair to try and encourage people to come in and get preventative screenings, to hopefully encourage them to catch something early rather than when it's too late and they maybe can't do something about it.
One of the reasons that we decided to have it is I actually have a personal story about a patient of mine who'd come in as a new patient, got her set up for primary care, and on the next visit she mentioned something to me on her about something on her breast, and it actually turned out to be cancer. It was really an emotional and poignant moment for me, because I felt like we really did a great thing for her, and for her to come and be brave enough to mention it to us, that she was able to get the health care she needed, and she's now in treatment. And so I'm hoping that other people can see that screening exams can really save their lives.
Hopefully next year will be bigger and better, and we'll welcome everybody to come down next year and join us.
South Elementary in Plymouth will be enjoying some long overdue playing fields on their campus. Thanks to a partnership with AD Makepeace and Redbrook, construction is underway. So we spoke with the people that helped make this wonderful thing happen.
South Elementary School, back in 1999, had an addition put onto it. And when they did that, they used our backfield, which was a full soccer field, as a parking lot. So over time, that field basically got eroded and it was used as a parking lot. So there were tire tracks through it, and people used it for their dirt bikes. They cut through the woods, rode their dirt bikes, and it just was not kept. It became overgrown. There were trees that were on it. It was never, when it was built originally, there was never any irrigation put in it. And the kids down here in South Plymouth really needed a field that they could use on a regular basis for baseball, soccer, and even for phys ed class, because our field that we have in the front isn't even in great shape as well. So they would trip and fall and hurt themselves occasionally on the field. So we're really looking forward to having this field that's coming from AD Makepeace.
We see that South Elementary is really part of the Redbrook community. It's within walking distance. And working with the planning board at the time and the school committee, as well as with Adam and his team, trying to find a way to reach out and do something for the school. And as Adam alluded to earlier, the fields here, both the front and back, were in dire need of improvements. It was a logical extension of what we were trying to do, and especially given our experience with planning and doing improvements to athletic facilities. As a company, Makepeace is very philanthropic and believes in giving back to the community. So it isn't so much, or wasn't so much, that the school was reaching out. Again, when we started the process of permitting a large master plan community sort of right next door, it's only within walking distance of this school, there's some logical extension of what the company as a whole likes to do and believes in, and Michael Hogan, our president and CEO, believes wholeheartedly in doing things for the community. So it wasn't so much that the school reached out to us, it was sort of a mutual agreement. As we started the process, a lot of neighborhood and community outreach in 2005 to 2007. So there was plenty of opportunity for us to begin a dialogue with the school and work together in coming to the right solution.
This week on Town Talk, we are pleased to have back to our set the town administrator from Kingston, Robert Finnessy. Welcome, sir.
Thank you. Thank you for having me again.
Happy end of summer.
Yeah, sad end of summer.
Sad end of summer. We're almost into September.
It is.
Which means special town meeting.
Oh, boy.
So let's talk about it.
So the Town of Kingston, the Board of Selectmen authorized to have a special town meeting on October 18th at 7 o'clock.
What day of the week is that?
That's a Tuesday night.
Okay.
It'll be at the same place, the Kingston Intermediate School.
Okay.
And there's going to be a couple of articles. We're trying to keep it a limited town meeting to maybe 4 or 5 articles, but the two major ones, there'll be a zoning change article to change the area that's behind Walmart at Colony Place to open it up for development in Kingston.
Oh, is that Kingston land?
It is. No, it's in Kingston, yes.
Okay.
Yes. It's not Kingston-owned land.
Right.
It's Kingston land.
Okay.
Yeah.
And right now it's not open for development?
No, it's kind of landlocked and kind of the way the zoning is, it's very specific. So we're going to open it up to more development.
More
we can get
options.
Commercial, industrial. We're hoping to get in hotels and restaurants. And there's a developer who's interested in the site.
Super.
So that's the first stage, is opening it up by this bylaw change.
By the zoning bylaw change.
So
Okay.
that's one of the impetus to the special town meeting.
Okay.
The other is the police station. The police station building committee is also bringing forward again the new police station project. With more information, a different look at things, looking at what it would cost to renovate the current station, maybe discuss different areas of town for land that may be looked at.
You already had some land looking at
we have
by Silver Lake High School.
availability at Silver Lake.
Yep.
That the state is putting a proposal to allow them to sell it to the town of Kingston.
So
Used to be Kingston land that we sold to Silver Lake, so it's kind of
you need it
reverting back. That's why they always say never sell land.
Right.
So
So you're looking for more locations.
we're looking at, and people will recall that it was brought up at town meeting. It passed at the majority vote, but it failed by 3 or 4 votes at the 2/3 necessary.
Wow.
And this is merely to get it on the ballot.
Okay.
So if it passes at town meeting, the next step is a town-wide ballot that people can vote on it.
Okay, so we're looking forward to getting that
that's
done at the special town meeting. Okay, now we're going to talk about dredging.
Yes,
What's going
dredging. We had an engineering study done on the Adena area and the waterways there to see if we can open it up for more navigation of the boats. It's very shallow because over hundreds of years, the buildup of silt and sediment. So we had that done. There's be a proposal at one of the selectmen's meeting, probably the next selectmen's meeting. And if you don't see it, or you're not at the selectmen's meeting, it will be also on the website.
Okay.
So people can log on to our Kingston website and then look at the PowerPoint presentation.
You don't think there'll be any controversy on dredging?
I don't know. Not really, but maybe the cost.
Yeah.
That's always a controversy.
Right.
So we'll see what that proposal
what that brings.
is. Yeah.
Okay. And finally, you have something going on with acting for children in Kingston. What's this about?
Near and dear to my heart.
Yes. As
acting.
we know.
The Kingston Recreation Department is putting on an acting program, and it's for ages 7 to 13.
Okay.
It's a fall program, and they're actually running two programs at the same time on Wednesday, I think it's Thursday nights. The first program is 4:30 to 6:30, and then they'll also do one 6:30 to 4:30 to 6, and then 6 to 7:30.
Okay.
And it's to open up and enhance the acting skills of maybe some young budding actors who may want to get into the program.
Yeah, you never know.
So the only concern, and I give you a heads up, is that it's very limited in numbers, and if you're interested, give the recreation department a call or go down there and sign up.
Are they going to put on a production, or is it?
They will. At the end of this, there'll be a production for the family and friends.
Okay.
Whoever wants to come in, very informal, but it'll give them an idea what it's like to actually
So
be
it's
in a
acting
play.
skills.
Acting skills.
Now, is it also dance, music, all that?
No, just
acting.
Yep,
Okay,
this
which is
program.
actually good
Yeah,
because there's not a lot of just acting programs out there.
Yeah. So
Wonderful.
the town's excited about it.
Well, we're excited about it. We'll have to cover that. Absolutely.
That's right. Okay.
Well, thank you
Well,
so
thank
much,
you.
as always, for coming on.
Thank you.
And we'll see you again
Enjoyed it.
very
Yeah.
soon.
I hope so.
And thank you for watching tonight. Replay times, as always, are listed at our website, PACTV.org, or you can find us on YouTube. Be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter for previews, links, and behind-the-scenes info. Stay tuned for PCN Life coming up next, and PCN is back next Thursday with more local stories. Have a great week.